What is going on, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Small Town RP, and this time, the F-150 is getting some much-needed love. It's been a little while since we've given this truck some love, but we're gonna actually take it down to the garage because we're gonna actually finally upgrade the suspension, upgrade the lift kit, and go for a larger set of wheels and tires on this thing. I know, finally it's happening. It has been, honestly, way too long since this truck actually had some proper love, and so I am so excited to actually be giving it that love on this episode. And it roars to life as usual. So what we're gonna do is, since we're not towing anything, we're gonna make a right instead of a left out of the house this time, and we're gonna go on down to the trail that goes through the river. And on the way down there, we're just gonna stop at the gas station real quick. But one of the reasons why I've decided to lift this thing a little bit is because when I pull the yard equipment trailer, it kind of, or at least with this thing, it angles down a little because I've got a drop hitch, and the drop hitch, frankly, sits a little bit lower than that trailer prefers. So we're gonna lift this up in hopes of fixing that kind of angle, and just also to be able to fit some slightly larger tires. And also, this thing needs some fuel. How much are we having it right now? Down to about a half a tank. We'll refuel, and we are good to go. So let's go ahead and head on down here because the trail actually starts back here. And this will actually be a nice way to take a look at sort of what the capabilities of this thing are like before we upgrade it. Now, I know we've seen what the capabilities of this thing are like before. We've seen it struggle a couple of times before, especially when we did the Razor Rescue a while back. That Razor Rescue definitely put into perspective, I think, where the performance of this thing was, in the fact that it's not bad, it just ever so slightly lacks when you run into a scenario that is frankly a lot for it. And was that Razor Rescue maybe going a little bit more in depth than we should have with this thing? I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on that. It's like, you know, should we have gone that crazy with it? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it was the truck that we brought at the time, so I don't see any issue with the fact that we used this truck for that, but at the same time, it definitely made me want to upgrade this thing, and we've been so busy with, like, other jobs and, you know, making sure we were running the new, like, skid steer land improvement business that this thing, we never really made time for it, and so finally, we're actually getting to make that time. And I also know that a lot of y'all watching this series really enjoy this truck. I've actually seen a good amount of comments out there saying, like, this truck is one of the biggest reasons why y'all have been interested in this series, which is amazing to me, so I really do appreciate that. And obviously, there are those of y'all that watch this series because of interest in other things too, but again, I do want to acknowledge those of y'all that I've seen out there in the comments that have said that this truck has sort of a personal connection for you, because I know that, you know, a lot of people, whether they own one of these themselves, or maybe a family member owns one, or there was just, you know, one of these trucks as a constant in their life for many years. Like, there were so many of this generation of F-150 sold, especially in the States, that, I mean, it is one of the most, it's still one of the most iconic generations of F-150s, whether or not you're a fan of it. So let's head on into the garage and see how many upgrades we have budget for and how far we want to take this truck. So what do we have going on? So currently, after the last job, we're sitting at about 28.7, which isn't too bad. We just need to be careful with what we do. I'm probably going to leave the power alone. I like the power as it is. Gearbox-wise, I'm debating upon whether or not I want to go to an off-road transmission, but I like the standard transmission as it sits right now. Now, if we go with the toe-focused lift, that brings us up quite a bit in height. There's also the trail kit, which is going to be really, really flexy. But the only problem with the trail kit is that it's not going to be able to support weight very well. And then there's lift 3, which is just, you know, it's just height. That's kind of more of a show lift. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the tow kit. And from there, what we're going to do after that is we're going to figure out what kind of tires we need. So what are we on right now? We are on a 35-inch BFG mud terrain. So let's see. There are so many tires you could select. So we're on a 35 right now. What is the next size up that the shop offers? Oh, wow. They go right from 35 to 41. So if we go to, let's say, for example, a 41-inch, I don't know, BFG MT, which is what we had before, those would look like this. And that is a huge upgrade. I mean, that is an enormous upgrade from what we had before. Oh my God. Dude, this thing is going to be absolutely nuts when we're done with it. It's going to be insane. I think I want to go with, ooh, these 41-inch Mickey Thompsons. These are, I believe, Baja MTZs? I could be getting that wrong. Someone let me know in the comments if I'm getting that right or getting that completely wrong. These look pretty nasty. I mean, they are wide. They are insanely wide. And that's also, like, so tall now. I'm a little concerned about it, but we'll see what we can do, I guess. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Now, we could also throw a CB antenna on it, which I'm kind of back and forth about it. Although, you know what? We're going to go ahead and do it. It's only $100. And then we could also do a bed cap, and I'm back and forth on that one. I don't know if I want to do that. The fender flares we don't need. We could black out the front end, which, we could also do it painted. I'm not sure if I want to do that either. The hitch is already on the back. The rack, which would go up on the roof, I don't know if we need that at the moment. The chase rack looks pretty cool, though. The windows up, I'm not really worried too much about that. Now, front bumpers-wise, I've been wanting to put a different bumper on this thing for a little while now, because don't get me wrong, I like the factory bumper, but I feel like if we're doing this much to it, we should probably overhaul the entire front end, and we definitely have the budget to do this one. So, I mean, we've got light pods, we've got tow hooks, we've got a built-in winch, we've got everything that we need, and then let's see. From here, we could also do bumper light bars. Oh, wow. This is going to be so much light. Taking this thing out at night, holy crap, even with the lights up top. Oh, my God. I don't know if I'm going to do those just yet. We'll see. We'll see. Wait a second. We're missing something. Where is the... Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, no, they're all in there. Okay, all the grill lights are in there. I was very confused for a second there. I was like, did we lose/misplace one of our lights? Oh, dude, with the red KMC L1s, those look incredible. But so do these methods. Oh, I'm so back and forth. I think I'm going to go with these, though, because they stick with that red and black theme that we've got going on, and that really works with this truck. Oh, wow. Yo. This is quite the upgrade. I mean, it's not just a mild upgrade. It is a huge upgrade. Well, we're definitely not going to have any issues getting it in and out of areas now, especially when we're using it to recover vehicles. Let's take it through this large mud pit on the way out of the garage just to see how much these upgrades have helped. Oh yeah, it's so much better. And this is on the base engine and transmission tune. Like, look, it just goes right through it like it's not even an issue. It's like, okay, no big deal. Now, even though this is a towing-focused suspension kit, I do want to check the flex real quick just to see how much we actually do or don't have. So let's crawl up on this rock real quick and see. Well, maybe not crawl up on that rock real quick. Hold on. Okay. Easy. I mean, okay, it's no rock crawler, but you know what? That's pretty good. Like, for an IFS truck that's tuned for towing, that's not bad at all. It should easily be able to get through most of the trails around here and help us perform all the recovery work that we need to do, or at least most of the recovery work that we need to do. Some of the more intense recoveries are probably going to require a little bit more gnarly of a rig, but when you want to talk about getting to more places, this setup is definitely going to... Oh, geez. Okay, well, we might have to be a little bit more careful with it now because it's a little bit more top-heavy than before. And I know that I expected that. I just don't know why I didn't think to myself, hey, you may need to be a little bit more conscious of how top-heavy it's about to be. Now, I'm really curious, though, as to whether or not it's now taller than the Duramax. Because if it's taller than the Duramax, we might need to lift that too. Because I feel like there's going to be some people that are going to be really upset if this is taller than the Duramax. Oh, it's going to be taller. I can already tell you it's going to be taller. Well, okay, not quite. It's about the same height now. It sits at about the same height that the Duramax does. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Let's actually test out the drop hitch and see how well it's matched to this trailer now. So let's scoot this trailer out of the driveway. Should be decent enough, or at least closer to this truck. We'll hook it up real quick. Oh, it sits so much better now. So much better. That's actually a huge improvement, although we are ever so slightly stuck. Hold on. Let me ease my way out of here. Just nice and easy. There we go. Yeah, that sits so much better. So much better. And actually, this will allow us to go ahead and pick up something that I've been meaning to get for the house that's going to be another huge upgrade for us. And just in case you were curious as to what I picked up for the house, I'm actually really excited about this purchase because we will now have, or at least once we get these home, we will have at-home refueling capability. So essentially what I did was I picked up 2 containers of essentially what they are is they are refueling crates. So this is a portable refueling solution, and I bought 2 of them. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put them near where we park the skid steer, and these will allow us to refuel not only the skid steer itself, but also basically any other equipment that we buy pretty much right there at the house. So this is going to be a huge step forward for us, and it's going to make things a whole heck of a lot easier going forward, especially in terms of just staying on top of all of our vehicles in general. So this also gives us an opportunity to really test out how this thing does with the lift, and it's definitely better. You still do get a little bit of scrapage from the rear of this trailer. I wish it was just a tiny bit higher on the suspension side of things, just a teeny tiny bit higher. But I mean, that's only a tiny little aspect of it, and it's not really all that big of a deal. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna find a place to put these portable refueling containers, and on the next episode, we're gonna be jumping right back into work. So with that being said and done, y'all, I'm gonna get back to work on this, and I'll see y'all in the next one.